Sailor Moon. And it's me, Sailor Earth here, Ernest. So, anyway, the first thing we're going to talk about here is I know every time that we both get on YouTube, it's always talk about Sailor Earth. Well, I don't know. So, today here on YouTube, we're going to talk about this one thing, and I guess it does, you know, it does tend to come up. Not that it's a, whoa, shit. You all know YouTube's going to pick the likeness when I'm not in the film. We know that. So anyway, alright. So, yes, we've been on YouTube for about soon to be, I guess, 8 years or so. Or about 7 years. And a lot of things shift, but a lot of things keep the same. And one of the things that, always keep the same is there's always going to be those folks out there that they think they know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. They'll tell you that you need to have really long names for your films and a real long telling of what your film is. And your call to work has to be, this, and this. Well, for them to have a belief what would work for everyone and why it works for some folks and why it doesn't work for them, well, that's their guess. But I don't really put any belief into any of their films because at the end of the day, none of it never worked for us. I don't care if they call themselves, I don't care what they call themselves, I don't care what their names of their fairways are. You know who they are. Yeah. You know who they are, Sailor Earth. Yeah, Sailor Moon, we know who they are. We call it so-called YouTube wisdom. Folks that believe that why someone isn't getting a lot of watch time on their films or on their uploads or their live streams or their shorts or whatever it might be with them, they'll believe, oh, because you didn't make a real long telling of what was in your film, or you didn't do a real long name for your film, or the likeness you picked wasn't a good likeness, even though, keep in mind, the likeness was what YouTube gave you, and the one you made wasn't going to be any more, whatever, yeah, always that so-called YouTube wisdom that never seems to work, but they believe it works, in their mind they believe it works. And it's not like not like you could hold them answerable for anything it do or did not work in your films. So these folks they always say the same shit. Like they seeked out this so-called handbook that no one knows about, but somehow they know about. Well, great for them. But I don't think it's ever going to work out for anyone like us, though. No, at the end of the day, Sailor Earth, we like our films, and we think that the watch time we do get for our films is good. Oh, it's never ever going to be, the watch time that some folks out there would get for the same kind of work, but whatever. And so, yeah, maybe our telling isn't good, or our names aren't good for the films, or whatever, but we still like our films. And I know at the end of the day, we're never going to get any name, we're never going to get no yearbook from YouTube, there's never going to be no golden play board. That's never going to happen. So, this so-called YouTube wisdom is never going to work for us. And we don't care. Because at the end of the day, we're happy for the looking and the watching we get for our films. So it is what it is. But then keep in mind these folks that say that stuff, they already made it big. They're already YouTube mates. They already got whatever. So at the end of the day, what worked for them is not going to work for you. You know, for some folks, making a real long telling for their film might work and it might not work. Some folks, I should say, forgive me, but some folks playing around and making their own fun, their own likeness for their film might work, might not work for them. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. At the end of the day, some folks, making a real long name for their film might work, might not work. So it's going to be a hit and miss with with anything that you learn from them. You could take away one thing, you could learn one thing from them, and that one thing might work, but not everything's going to work. So if we're doing something wrong, who cares? I don't, because I'm happy with the followers we have and the watch time and the looking we get on our films. So we might be doing something right to get that. Alright? So it is what it is. Now we gotta end this film. Sorry for clearing my throat again. Now we gotta end this film now. So if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Or watch the last film we made yesterday over here. I Sailor Moon, and I Sailor Earth. We'll see you later. Bye.